All right, I'd like to call our regular board meeting to order. If y'all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Hudson.
Here.
Trustee Maravka. Trustee Richards.
Here.
Trustee Sandberg.
Here.
Trustee Sluse.
Here.
Trustee Sturba.
Here. All right, public comments. Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. So we've got two board meetings, one our regular board meeting from April 22nd and a special board meeting from April 29th. We have the minutes of those. We have the payroll and accounts payable. The payroll for the pay period ending April 27th in an amount of $64,084.35. And accounts payable for the pay period ending May 10th, the total of $213,448.76, of which $137,750.26 is the general fund, $1,767.50 in the business development district fund, and $72,931 in the TIF 2 fund. We also have some special event permits. One for St. Paul the Apostle Catholic Church. They're having a Eucharistic procession on June 2nd at 11:30, and they are asking for some street closures around the church to do that. There's an amplifier permit for Pamela and Richard Climpson on 533 Meadow Lane for a party from 2 to 10 p.m. on May 18th. Also a special event permit for Jacob St. Louis for a block party on 325 West North Street with a street closure from 317 West North to the stop sign on Conrad and North on August 17th at 11 a.m. We have a resignation letter to accept from full-time police officer Robert Reyes. And we approve a liquor, Class M, and video gaming renewal for Del Carmen Restaurant. Any items any trustees want to remove from the consent agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Sluse, second by trustee Hudson.
Trustee Hudson.
Yes.
Trustee Richards.
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sluse.
Yes.
Trustee Sturba.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to staff and committee reports. Troy, what do you got?
For the streetscape project, they finished the storm sewer work, so that's good news. Not too many conflicts, no conflicts with water main, so that's overall really good. They plan to start excavation this week. Obviously, they gotta wait for the rain to dry up a little bit. They said possibly Wednesday, right, Bob?
Correct.
Okay. And they'll start actually digging down deeper in the road. The other project I want to let you know about is the Crawford MFT resurfacing project. We're going to have that submitted to IDOT probably by tomorrow, early this week, and then we'll be looking to go out to bid early June at that one,
Okay.
pending the IDOT.
What about Conrad Street, anything going on with that?
I tried to talk to Aqua today about that. We're waiting for their water main design because they pretty much have to reconfigure all the water main at Conrad and North.
Okay.
So as soon as they give us their design, we can finalize our plans.
Okay. And then, when are they gonna finish, when's D construction gonna finish 57 there?
They did do some work, I'm not sure when, but they installed the raised reflective markers in the pavement and fixed some striping. So I think the only thing that remains is some signage and then the sidewalk along 88th, so we're trying to get them scheduled for that.
Okay.
What do we do about the guardrails that got hit again? Who is that the state's responsibility or county?
I believe it's Will County, yeah.
Okay. Do we have to report it to them?
Didn't you guys do that already?
Yeah, it's been reported.
It's been reported? Okay.
Is it Will County or is it IDOT?
I reported to both,
Okay.
because I wasn't sure. The ones on the expressway ramps are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of at the middle of both of them, so they'll figure it out.
Okay. All right, let's see, other committee reports, I think you had a Christmas in the village?
Yeah,
How did that go? Anything to
we
report?
good. We just approved our donation letters. Those should be going out shortly. We talked about possibility for one more food truck during the event, and then the parade route, and what we're going to be handing out and everything. So we have another meeting, I believe, in July.
Okay. And then, also, I think you had a Public Works Committee meeting
Yeah.
since the last one?
Yeah, we talked about part-time, for part-time hire. Talked about that a little bit for possibly for next year for a full-time guy. The skid steer that's in our packet that we're talking about on the agenda. We also talked about the tree planting, how we're gonna hold off doing them this spring because of the cicadas and everything. Bob brought that up. So we're gonna wait till the fall and everything and try hitting, I know there's a lot of people that ask for trees and everything, they have them down, so we're gonna try hitting all the people that been asking for trees first. Nowhere's left over, and then we'll go ahead and put them in designated areas. Kind of,
Good,
is that.
sounds good. Anything else? Bob, you got anything to add?
Nope.
Chief, you got anything?
Just that this is National Police Week, so Friday, me and Bob are having a cookout here, right in front of the building from 11 to 2. So everybody is welcome to come, and because next week is National Public Works Week, so we're doing it Friday for both.
Perfect.
Thanks, Chief. You're no problem.
All right. I think that's, I don't see Angie out there, so on to my comments. You know, I just want to make people aware that, you know, you should be careful crossing the streets downtown. I mean, I know we opened up access for people to cross the construction zone, but it's not, you know, it's not level by any means, and so, you know, if you have any kind of difficulty walking on uneven surfaces, I encourage you to stay off of the roads themselves. We've had, you know, probably 4, maybe 5 people that I know of that have fallen in the streets. There's probably more that haven't been reported, but you know, we left the sidewalks open so people could access businesses. I would encourage people to contact the businesses and ask them, like, what's the best way to get to the business without having to cross the street. A lot of them have, you know, access in the rear of their buildings that you can use. So I would just, you know, we want you to keep, you know, going to those businesses, but just please be careful, and if you're not sure on your feet, please stay off of the, stay out of the construction zone for sure, so.
Dr. March, I do have something.
Yeah, go ahead.
This seems to be something I repeat every meeting. It seems this year is a constant problem that I've noticed. Grass in the roadway. The past few weeks, I've had to send staff out numerous times just to clean basins, and they're full of grass. So I'm asking the residents, don't blow your grass in the roadway. It takes 2 minutes to blow it back into the parkway, because it leads to problems. So,
Is that, is there like an ordinance, like people get a ticket for that?
I believe they can.
Yes, that's correct.
So, I mean, if you have repeat offenders, you probably should ticket. If they can't, you know, if you ask them not to do it, they keep doing it.
You are authorized to write tickets.
All right, thank you.
Uh-oh, look out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Wait till Paul sees it.
Uh-oh.
Everybody in their box had this copy of our annual budget that for fiscal year 2025. So this is the one that's pretty, it's really nice. It's easy to read and figure out what we're actually doing. So that's going to be available. Has it been put up on the website yet, you know?
I don't think so, not yet.
Yeah.
Did she send it to
She
you?
said she was gonna send it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be on the website for residents to look at as well, so. The last comment that I wanna make is, you know, there was a little bit of a controversy about the village not spending money locally, and I just want to point out that in the first page of our accounts payable, every item on there is a local business, and one of the businesses is, you know, one of the sign businesses that kind of made a comment on Facebook that kind of created a, you know, little bit of a kerfuffle. And I just, you know, want everybody to know, we shop local, we use local businesses. There was no malintent not to use a local business. The chief actually got those banners for no cost for the village, so, you know, we'll continue to use local businesses, and, you know, there was no controversy there, no malintent, so. All right, moving on, we have no old business, new business. We have a certificate for Jim Patrikas for his years of service on Planning and Zoning Commission. He's not here today, but I wanted to recognize him because he was on the P&Z for many years and served as the chairman for the last few years. So we'll get a copy of his certificate to him. Item J, we have certificates of appreciation for years of service to the village. For Landon Marevka, James McCabe, those are two public works employees, and Henry Walters, our building official. And Henry's here, so why don't you come up here, Henry, and we'll present your certificate. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Oh,
you for
hold on.
your service.
Nice.
And then Bob, can you
Thank you, Henry.
give these to your guys?
Yeah, you want me to come up there?
Yeah, of course I do. On behalf, you're accepting on behalf, just like at the Academy Awards. Right.
Yay, Bobski.
Thank you. All right, item K on the agenda, approve hiring of Jack, is it just Hill?
Hilly.
Hilly, as a part-time police officer. His resume was in your packet, and entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
Moved by trustee Sluse, second by trustee Richard.
Trustee Hudson,
Yes.
trustee Richards.
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg,
Yes.
trustee Sluse.
Yes.
Trustee Sturba.
Yes.
All right, item L is a proclamation for National Police Week, May 12th through the 18th. So I will read out the proclamation for this week. To recognize National Police Week 2024 and to honor the service and sacrifice of those law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in the communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Peatone Police Department. Whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, there are currently 24,067 law enforcement officers in the United States that have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty. Whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. Whereas 282 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 118 officers killed in 2023 and 164 officers killed in previous years. Whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 36th Candlelight Vigil on the evening of May 13th, 2024. Whereas the Candlelight Vigil is part of National Police Week, which will be observed this year May 10th through the 16th. And whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officer Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and U.S. flags should be flown at half-staff. Therefore, be it resolved, the Village of Peatone will observe May 12th through the 18th, 2024 as National Police Week in the Village of Peatone and publicly salutes the service of law enforcement officers in our community and communities across the nation. I need a motion to approve that proclamation.
Motion.
Second. Second.
Moved by trustee Sturba, second by trustee Sluse.
Trustee Richards,
Yes.
trustee Sandberg,
Yes.
Trustee Sluse,
Yes.
trustee Sturba,
Yes.
trustee Hudson,
Yes.
All right, moving on to item M. As Chief said, this week is Police Week and next week is Public Works Week. So we have another resolution. Whereas Public Works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the Village of Peatone. And whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of Public Works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the Village of Peatone to gain knowledge of and to maintain a progressive interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2024 marks the 64th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, be it now resolved that I, Village President Peter March, do hereby designate the week of May 19th through the 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join events and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. We need a motion.
Motion to
that.
approve.
Second.
Moved by trustee Hudson, seconded by trustee Sluse.
trustee Richards,
Yes.
trustee Sandberg,
Yes.
trustee Sluse,
Yes.
trustee Sturba,
Yes.
trustee Hudson,
Yes.
All right. Moving on, item N, approve purchase of new skid steer for Public Works Department. We are waiving competitive bidding, so we do have 3 bids. 2 of them were in your packet, and then Stacy sent the 3rd one after that. So we do have this in our budget for this year. I don't know, Bob or Nick, who wants to talk about it? Bob?
As most of you know, we don't have a skid steer. So, the past few years, planting trees and different things, we've used the townships. I think it's time for us to move in the right direction with the equipment. I have 3 quotes here. You'll notice 2 of the quotes have some equipment involved with it also. These are all through Sourcewell too. Sourcewell is like a state bid kind of, so we're part of that. Young and Beecher is the lowest bidder. But if you go to that quote, you'll notice it says, if I can find the sheet, right here. You're gonna see the skid steer. This is a high flow machine. What I mean by high flow is that is for different applications for it. So you want that, it's all about hydraulics. So if we added a mower to it, postal digger, things like that moving forward. This machine has heat and air for the winter. This will help out huge with the downtown streetscape, just getting in and out of, you know, all that parking area. But on that quote, you're going to go down, you're going to see a snow pusher. It says rental. So this snow pusher, it was rented out the last 2 years, but obviously with no snow, it was hardly used. Those snow pushers is an Arctic snow pusher. They're normally $15,000 to $16,000 new, and we're gonna possibly get it for $9,000. So I believe I can probably get the skid steer and that. It might be within budget still. Any questions I can hopefully answer.
So it comes with a bucket.
It comes
right?
with a bucket.
Okay.
So it's a quick connect, everything's quick connect, you just drive into it. hit the button, you don't have to get out.
So it's a pusher, just like a plow,
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
but our old pusher is just like a stationary pusher, so what I mean is if I plow this room and hit this table,
Uh-huh,
I'm gonna hit the table. This new pusher will actually float up and over
uh-huh.
Ah.
the curbs, so that you're
Yeah,
not
little
busting
robots. Yeah,
you're not
mhm.
busting concrete, so.
Alright.
Yeah,
So you got a couple of different manufacturers too of the equipment. Is there any difference? Is one better than the other as far as service and getting parts and that type of thing going forward?
I mean, you got Deere and Mantino, you got, DeYoung's and Beecher,
Beecher,
they're all
yeah.
close, so, they're all pretty much local, you know. place.
So, there was a page about warranties, I think, in there.
Yeah,
So-
that is through DeYoung also,
So, I mean, what's the base warranty on those?
usually a year.
Yeah. And do you know what the difference between these Premier, PT plus H, PT, what is that?
I don't know. I didn't do my homework on that,
Okay,
but I can find out.
okay. So do you have to know if you want to, I mean, are you recommending we buy a warranty, or?
They didn't recommend it, but I don't think it's a bad idea.
I'm just thinking of our experience with the street sweeper, that maybe we want a warranty, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think?
$1,300.
What's that?
For $1,300, you might as well get the
Is that,
warranty.
so does that extend it for 2 years, or does that, I'm assuming 24 means 24 months, but maybe you can look into that and,
I'll look into that, definitely,
Right, 24 months.
because it's 24 months, so it's
$2,500.
extra 2 years. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this,
yeah.
24 months or $2,500.
which,
But I'm just curious what the other, what's PT and PT plus H, I don't know. Yeah, maybe just find out.
I'll find out, I'll make a call.
So, are you proposing we get the skid steer and the snow pusher at this point?
Yes,
Okay.
Is
That-
the snow pusher a used? Is that what you're saying that you got the discount for?
yeah, it's used, it was a
It's a
rental, but it wasn't
2022.
used, obviously with the, I mean, it was used, but wasn't used the last couple of years, so it's still
Will the
kind of
warranty
brand
still apply to that?
new. That I don't know, Amy, I'd have to ask that question too. But it's a 10-foot, it's a 10-footer, if anybody wants to know. Snow pusher.
And it's more efficient, it's gonna make life easier, we don't have to borrow from another community, that's pretty important.
And that's all welded steel, what could
There's
go?
usually not many issions with that
Yeah.
until
Unless you
use it
really
for
hit
several
something
years.
Yeah.
really hard, but,
Everyone really uses Arctic, really. You look anywhere.
so,
I think they're pretty easy to work on too. Replace
they
them.
all float. So it adjusts to the roadway, adjusts to, it's pretty cool, actually, how they work.
I'm motion for getting the skid steer and the push box.
Second,
From who?
From DeJong Equipment,
Young equipment.
Okay, and to
Yeah.
waive competitive bidding.
the way competitive bidding, and, do you guys wanna kind of leave it up to the staff as far as what warranty to buy once we find out exactly what it
Can I bring
covers?
that back to you guys?
I mean,
Email
It's up to you guys.
for
Yeah,
that
whatever.
price, I would get a
Yeah.
2-year
The
warranty.
2-year?
Yeah, the Premier.
I would too.
Cause if
Okay.
anything goes wrong, it's gonna cost
Yeah,
triple
okay.
that.
Moved by trustee Sturba, who seconded?
I did,
Trustee Sluse.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
All right, item O, ordinance amending various sections of Title 7, Chapter 70 of the Code of Peatone relative to non-highway vehicles. This would be ordinance 24-09. This is kind of a rewrite of our non-highway vehicles, golf carts, you know, those type of things. So, Chief, you wanna give us the overview and?
Yeah, so we're, it was sent to the attorneys, me and Sergeant Moore went over it, and we tried to adapt things more to the state law to be specific. We talked about it in the police committee meeting, we went over a bunch of things. This was the draft that the attorneys came back But at our one meeting, there was something that we discussed that I'd like you guys to have a discussion on is, it's, under the 7041, where it says registration is required, we talked about instead of a village sticker, make it a safety inspection. Have the officers actually go through, make sure that, with the checklist, we'll have certain times, certain days, different events where the officers can do this, where we actually do the safety inspection to make sure it has the lights, that it's a triangle, seat belts, and everything works. And instead of just selling the sticker for the thing, actually make it the safety inspection while we do it. And then also, there was discussion about for the first year, since this is kind of new, we're doing is have no charge. And in the current ordinance, the way it's written, I think it's $10, but we talked about making it free for this first year. So that's something that you guys would need to decide before you finalize that. But that was, otherwise, it's pretty much the state law, the beginning, it explains what a non-highway vehicle is. So really, to break it down to things that are going to be illegal are like your four-wheeled,
Razor,
no, that's a,
four-wheelers.
yeah, the ATVs,
ATVs.
the UTVs are okay, ATVs are not. So like a two-wheeled motorcycle would not be okay to drive through the city streets. Those are ones that we're having issues with currently.
Dirt bikes.
Yeah, dirt bikes, and then a four-wheeler where you'd be straddling with
Okay.
handlebars, that also would not be, which are the ones that seem to be zipping around, and the ones that the police officers have the issues with currently. So those would be the ones that so we're not really changing the thing, we're just clarifying it so that it makes it a little more understandable than the previous ordinance.
And you need to have a license to
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah, so that which was in our previous, you have to have a driver's license, you have to have insurance, which was in our previous one,
Right.
but it's gonna be explained to them during the safety inspection.
Good.
So,
What about people that wanna come into town that don't live in the town? Do they need to get theirs inspected? Or do the safety inspection and get
I-
a sticker?
I would recommend that, yeah, if somebody just lives
You know,
off the,
if they live,
yeah,
you know,
just outside of town,
Yeah.
I would recommend that, yes, they do.
and they would be able to do that then.
If I would think, I mean, you guys decide, but I would think that they should also get it, and then they'd be allowed to be drive on your roads.
I think
Well,
I'm
what-
okay with that.
What's the county view of that? I mean, how would you get in town
You drive.
on the county road? And the county's okay with that?
I ride my four-wheeler everywhere.
But see, that's in our ordinance, this ordinance clarifies that we can only give you permission to drive on our roads.
Okay.
So,
So I guess if they show up on
So
our
it-
roads.
Right.
If they
For
made
sure.
you write a ticket.
Right.
I mean, there are a couple houses that are on the
Right.
outskirts of town that can just cross really
Right.
one of our roads,
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
But that's not for me to enforce the county, that'd be
So
for
if they
them.
are driving on the roads, we highly recommend they do the safety
On
inspection.
our
and
roads,
they
yes,
will
otherwise they'd
be
be in violation of our ordinance.
Subject to, yeah. I mean, basically, the ordinance is saying you're liable just like you would be if you're driving an auto. I mean, all the same rules apply, like you can't drive drunk, you can't, speed.
You gotta wear your seatbelt,
Gotta wear your
speed limits,
seatbelt.
yes.
Yeah, so,
It's really just, it's kind of a common sense thing,
okay.
and we just wanna make it safe because there's too many people doing what they're not supposed to be doing, not having the safety, and way too many young people driving.
No driving on sidewalks and,
Yes.
right.
So a couple other things that I think are different in the update is the timing under which they would apply for their license or their registration,
Safety inspection,
their safety inspection.
yeah.
So I think you were thinking June
Yeah,
versus the vehicle stickers are due like January, Stacy, is that right? So, so I just want you guys to be aware of that, and then this ordinance decreases the fee for the golf carts to $10 versus $30, which is what's in the vehicle registration ordinance, so if you guys are okay with that, I will look at the vehicle registration ordinance and we can change that if there's anything in there that specifically says golf cart. And we can just regulate it out of this ordinance, the golf carts.
Yeah. Okay.
So, are you guys all okay with calling it a safety inspection and not
Yes.
a registration?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then you're okay with it being free for this year and $10 after that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I know Chief was gonna, have, like I said, have some events where people can bring their carts in to get them inspected and, maybe being out at the farmer's market, a couple times, so.
Yeah, and that's why I recommend we change it to June, because I don't wanna stand out in January.
January for the state inspections,
And
okay.
and check somebody's, vehicle, so.
Okay. Any other
Um,
discussion?
How, do they have till June now?
No, they were due the same as
No,
vehicles.
like for the safety, like we only have 2 to 3 weeks technically. If it starts this June.
Right. What do you think, Chief? Should we
Is there,
say it's?
is everybody gonna be able to get safety?
I would say it's due, but we're not gonna take enforcement action for probably, we'll give them another month.
Okay.
That's how are they
Give,
gonna
give
do it
everybody an
for,
extra,
all the
so
people
that would give
are
everybody
already
almost 2 months to
Yeah.
Yeah,
get.
up, many people.
Yeah,
are
so what if
already
if they've already bought a vehicle sticker, Stacy was saying like for this year?
That's
we
why
still
it's
wanna
free,
it's free
but
to
you
come
still
in
need the
from
safety
the safety
sticker,
section,
but it's free.
Okay,
okay?
you've already paid $30,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Right, that's why
That's
we
why
thought
it's free.
it's free,
Free.
Yeah.
but you still need to come and get the
Yeah.
sticker and get it inspected.
Alright. Any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve with the couple of changes we said, being free this year and calling it a safety inspection.
Motion.
Second?
Moved by trustee Sturba, second by trustee Richards.
Trustee Sluse,
Yes.
trustee Sturba,
Yes.
trustee Hudson,
Yes.
trustee Richards,
Yes.
trustee Sandberg.
Yes.
Alright, I need a motion to close regular session, go into executive session for pending, imminent, or probable litigation.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Sluse, second by trustee Sturba.
Trustee Sturba,
Yes.
trustee Hudson,
Yes.
trustee Richards,
Yes.
trustee Sandberg,
Yes.
trustee Sluse.
Yes.
And there will be no action taken after executive session.
I think this gentleman raised his hand.
Oh,
I don't know if
oh,
you
sure.
recognize him.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to purchase a permit for a party that I'm throwing
Oh,
throwing
okay.
on the 18th, and they said to me to show up here tonight.
Oh, okay, we already approved it, so you're good.
You good?
Okay.
Have a good
That's all I
party.
wanna know.
Yeah, have a good
Thanks.
party.
You know where I live, you know where to go. Can I say something?
Yeah, usually it's in public comments, so.
I'm sorry. So one thing I wanted to bring up about the monster trucks. I don't know if it has anything to do with you guys, but when I went there, there was, when we buy tickets, there's nobody checking your tickets. So when I went, I spent $200 on tickets, and when I was waiting outside, I seen people just walking through, avoiding the general admission tickets booth.
Okay.
So I don't know if that has something to do with the village, something you guys could do. But
Yeah, the fair board puts on that event, and the village really doesn't have anything.
I seen that they were
to do with
short-staffed on Facebook, they were trying to get people.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I just,
Yeah, I would bring it up with the fair board,
okay.
Yeah, I would let them know.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Jane Adler is the president, you can, or talk, there's a phone number on their website, you can talk to, you can call them up, for
Okay.
sure.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing it up. All right, let's go into executive session.